good to see you again. It's a beautiful 80-degree day. A little stuffy in here in the barn, so you can see I've got the hayloft doors open, both of them. Try to get some airflow through here. Today I'm going to make a segmented pen. I've made a few pens in the past. They turned out pretty well. I'm going to try this. I believe they call it Paduk. I love the look of it. And going to try to segment in some ebony wood. I think it'll be a pretty cool look. So follow along. Hope you enjoy. Alright guys, I have cut these up into little pieces. Getting a little too close for comfort, getting my phalanges way too close to that saw blade. I cut them big. I'm going to glue them down to a fixture, cut them to the right dimensions, then I will stack them together, glue them up, and then we'll go from there. Until then, it's getting hot. I'm going to go jump in the pool. I will see you soon. Alright, I'm back on day 2. I have all my segments sawed and glued. It's a little rough. It's alright with me because this is going to be my personal pen. I don't think I'm going to list it. First thing I need to do is chuck it up in the lathe. I'm going to true the outside of it a little bit. Saw it in half. Glue the brass tubes in it. Put it back in the lathe. Finish the turning. And in the past I've used the super glue finish. It worked out pretty cool, but on some of the pieces that I did, it didn't work out because I got a little impatient, didn't let the glue dry, and when it did, it cracked and shattered. On some of the acrylic pieces, it actually had a pretty cool look to it, the way that it broke, but I don't want to do that. I think I'm just going to do a combination of some mineral oils and wax, polish, and we'll go from there. So, hope you enjoy. Okay, I'm back. I have the pipes glued into both ends of the pen, faced them the length. I need to get them assembled on the arbor here using the correct bushings, and we'll get the first part of this pen turned on. trick to this is turn each end to match the diameter of the bushings, so that way they fit clean into the other hardware of the pen. In the middle you can make whatever design you want. I think I might just have a nice little comfortable hump in the middle here. So here we go. I really like the way that looks. I'm going to go ahead and pull this off and get the other end on and turn down, and we'll see how it looks. The end where the tip is, where the ink point comes out, is a different diameter, so I need a different size bushing. I'm going to turn down to that small end to make everything look clean. Wow, that looks really cool. Let's take it over to the bench and get it assembled. Alright, we're back over at the workbench. I'm going to assemble this. These European style pens, they're fairly simple to the concept, but they can get a little tricky when assembling, especially putting in the mechanism, because once you get it in there, it's very hard to get it out. They do make special tools. I do not have the special tools. So I'm going to take my time pressing this in here and making sure everything fits just perfect, stopping and checking as I go. So the first thing I'm going to do is get the point into the barrel. Now, I don't do enough pens to justify buying the pen press. Maybe someday, but right now I think I can just either muscle it in or use a C-clamp. Just being very careful to go in square, not to damage your bushing on the inside. Okay, that looks flush. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the mechanism, starting at square, making sure it's straight, and then go in a little bit at a time. I'm going to use a C-clamp, but you've got to be very careful with this because it is such a long unit sticking out. You could easily bend it. Okay, so I got the mechanism pressed in to the right distance, not too far. Test it out. Tip pops out perfect, goes back in. Now let's get to assembling the rest of it here. Going to go to the back. It's just got this little collar and the pocket clip. Going to press that into the end. Okay, just like that. You've got this collar here that just sits on either end of the barrels. I think it looks better with the longer side to this end of the groove towards the tip. So we will press that on there. Mushroomed out the end of the turning mechanism a little bit during the pressing. Let me straighten that out. It's not the prettiest. Again, this is my personal pen, so I can only be bad at myself. Okay. Okay, final step, we're going to take this collar, put it there. It's just going to sit. It fits pretty snug to the size I turned it down on the lathe to that bushing. Now we're just going to take this end and press the mechanism into the back until those are snug. Fits perfect. There you have it. And that'll be a wrap for the pen project. I'm not going to lie, it was a struggle. I worked on this over the course of a week in mid to late June, Northeast Ohio. It has been sweltering and there's no air conditioning in my barn. A lot of things I learned along the way. One of my next projects is going to be a shop upgrade to help with small segmented pieces. Keep my fingers away from the saw blade. I said earlier that it was Padauk and ebony. I was wrong. It's what they call it, wenge. I've not worked with it much. I just picked it up. It's what the label said when I bought it. I think it looks really cool. It's a really awesome contrast. The Padauk really sets things off. I like the gold look of the hardware of the pen. And this is a really fun project. I'd like to do more and more often so that I can really polish these things up and get it to look really well. I'm going to go into more detail in my future videos, explaining more step by step how I do things. I'm going to trim up these videos and make them a little bit faster for Facebook and TikTok and the smaller reels. But if you really want to help support the channel, see me on my YouTube. Like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.